Yo, what's good, everybody?
What is good, everyone out there in Facebook and YouTube land? Should we still be saying Happy New Year?
No.
I feel like we should because this is our first episode for the New Year. So I feel like we should be saying Happy New Year to everybody.
But I guess so. Okay, that's fine.
Right? Because it's the first time we're saying Happy New Year on this platform, in this space. So Happy New Year, folks.
Happy
I see
New Year.
Adriana is already in the comments.
Already. Shout out to Adriana.
Blessed Sabbath. Yes,
know,
that
right?
blessed Sabbath.
Even how you say it's supposed to be blessed Sabbath, not blessed Sabbath.
Well, I think I'm part Caribbean, so I think that's where the blessed is coming from. But how is everyone doing? Oh my gosh, it's so good to be in this space in the year of our Lord, 2024. Mm-hmm. So you already know what we do when we get on here. We usually ask whoever's watching to just chime in and just say, hey, see who's watching and where you repping. I guess your area where your space where you're repping. So, yeah, it feels good to be back.
Yeah, it does.
It's been, we were supposed to come on the 5th, right? The first Friday
Right.
of the new year. And I'm not sure what happened. Do you remember?
I have no clue. I usually don't remember what happened the day before. I don't know. I just live.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I already see Anderson. What's up from Atlanta? Oh my gosh. So I feel like I knew that you were in Atlanta, but I didn't know that you guys were in Atlanta. That's so interesting, but glad that you guys made the move, and I hope you're enjoying ATL, all that it has to offer, including that cost of living, cheaper cost of living for sure.
It depends on what part of Florida you're in.
Not Florida.
I mean, ATL. And I saw Laura Pattyfoot, Sister Pattyfoot. Shout
What's
out.
up, Sister Pattyfoot from Naples, Florida. Okay, so you also moved, because I remember Sister Pattyfoot was in New York at Ephesus, and so now you're in New York. Okay. Anderson says, it feels like we are in Atlanta, but not of Atlanta for sure. Yeah, there's a difference. And I'm glad that you put the OF uppercase, right? I don't know what it is. It's like...
Yeah, but there are a lot of New Yorkers in Atlanta.
That's true, but I feel that you have to stay true to where your roots are. You know what I mean? I wonder if the average person who moves to another state, if they feel that same way after a while, that loyalty to whatever state it is that they were born and raised in. What do you think?
I think so. I think it also depends on the amount of years you spent in a certain state.
Yeah.
If you were born and raised in whatever state you're from, then you still hold, there. Or if you've had something that is impactful or some sort of experience in a particular state that was enjoyable, you'd be like, yo, that's my state.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what Caitlin and Amber choose as their state. If they choose New York or if they choose Texas.
I think they'll definitely choose Texas because that's where they were brought up, right? Their founding years. So, and who knows? So yeah, I think that they know more of Texas than they do New York.
I think if they want to be cool, they'll say, I'm a New Yorker.
Right.
If they don't care, then they'll say, I'm a Texan.
Yeah. Yeah. Once they don't pick up that drawl, and it kind of feels as though Caitlin more so than Amber is starting to pick up that drawl. And I'm just for fun, not for when she's talking, but to irritate me especially. I dislike it. So it's super funny for sure. So Sister Patterford says that she's been in Florida for 8 years, and she's like, I will always love New York. I will always love New York. I feel you, Sister Patterfoot. What's up, Gary? Shout out to Gary. He's like, grace and peace, y'all. Queens, NYC. Still in
building.
here.
That's right.
That's what's up.
I don't know why I thought Gary lived in the Bronx.
He goes to church in the Bronx.
Yeah,
but I assumed so too.
Yeah, I don't know why I felt like he lived in the Bronx. Did you used to live in the Bronx?
I feel like we went to his house like for something. I don't know if to drop off something, or maybe it was one of the book club days where I probably dropped you off. But I remember it being in the Bronx, but it could have been Queens.
Clear the air. Clear the record, Gary. Clear the record. Use the chat.
Anderson says, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Atlanta, but I'll always be a Brooklyn boy.
Brooklyn.
Facts.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Facts.
The best borough, the best city. Ain't no place like Brooklyn.
Okay. I'm sure other people from other places would say otherwise, but yeah, that's what's up. So glad to be in the space. How was your week, Jamie Kellesaw?
It was. I always feel like I have a good week. I don't have bad weeks.
I don't have bad weeks. Good.
No, I don't have bad. It's just, I think it's just the responsibility of just working.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's blessed to be able to work. Sometimes it's a lot of work, but I don't know what a bad week is like.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've never had an experience where it's like, oh, Monday this happened, Tuesday, Wednesday, like people have like bad week, like so I count it as a blessing. I really don't know. And I don't know if I had a bad week, if I'd be like, yo, I had a bad week.
If you would say it, you're saying?
Yeah, I think I'll just be like, man, I'm alive, so that's good.
Okay. Well, you're right. I think I always love that about you, that you always see the positive, very positive,
optimistic.
Yeah,
glass half full.
Yeah, like for me, I'm gonna let you know I had a bad day, I had a bad week, like it was rough. It's very hard for me to hide it. I can hide it, but it's very hard to hide it from people that know me, essentially.
I mean, I have bad moments.
Okay. So it's just, So let's talk about that a little bit. Something happened this week, and I think we were talking about it yesterday, and like how you were like, it was just a moment. It wasn't like the entire day. It was just almost like a snapshot of something that didn't go as planned, but that's all it was. That's all it is. And you just kind of keep going. And I just love that perspective, because I feel that I look at it, I see a movie. I don't see a moment. I see a movie. Like there are pieces, there's scenes, right? And I kind of sometimes carry one thing into the next scene, right? Versus you're just like, it was just a moment, just a snapshot. That's it. We're done. Over it. Move on to the next thing.
Right. And then although I also say like there are times when I know how the day starts and how it's going to be for the rest of the day, or like how it's going to be for the next few moments. But I think for me, what I just try not to do is take one bad moment into, like, I don't want to let it dictate my whole day or control the rest of the day so that I'm only seeing bad. I just take it like, okay, I was messed up, didn't like it, got to move on.
Yeah, it sticks with me a little bit longer. What about you guys? Like whether it's whatever your day may look like, and there are probably some things in there that you did not plan for, or unexpected things. Like, do you handle it like Jamie, where it's just like, oh, well, on to the next? Or do you handle it like me, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I kind of sit in it for a while. I kind of sit in it, go over it, trying to think like, how did it happen? Why did it happen? How can I avoid it from happening again? Like I sit in that for a while. Like, what is your approach to when things happen unexpectedly in your lives? Of course, I'm talking about like at work and someone says something to you, or your boss is asking something of you and you're just like, whoa, I didn't expect this. Like, what do you do? What is your response? I'm interested to know what you all's things are, what that looks like.
I'm interested too.
Yeah. What's up, Tiffany?
Shout out to Tiffany.
It's been a minute since we've seen you in the space. Well, it's been a minute since we've been on, so.
That's true too.
Hey, John. Happy Sabbath. Shout out to April. And this is weird to shout her out on here, but probably should have sent her a text. I'm sorry, I'm having a conversation out loud. But happy birthday to you, April.
Snap. Happy birthday, April.
Yes, I guess this is like really, yeah. My apologies for not saying a text, but let the whole world know that an amazing soul was born on yesterday. I think was it yesterday or was it Wednesday? I'm not sure, but I just know it's this week, right? Whatever it was.
Oh, John says she's listening.
Okay.
So
happy that God graced this earth with your presence, girl. I really appreciate you, and just
Wednesday.
Just know that
her birthday was Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, good. Okay. All right. I was in the ballpark. But yeah, shout out to you, girl. I would sing happy birthday. Maybe Jamie can sing happy birthday because that's like his thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and maybe you can give a happy birthday rap to April because I think she be rapping too. She got bars too.
She do got bars. That's why I'm kind of like.
So you might need to go ahead and give April some bars.
I'm a little intimidated by April because she's so nice with it. So I'm kind of afraid to spit bars for her birthday. But like if it is what it is. If you want bars, I could give her a birthday bars.
I mean, go ahead and give her the bars. You could just give her a bar. Oh gosh. Just for you, April. We love you.
Gotta find it.
Oh dear.
Simma.
Who got the keys to my bimmer?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Yo, I'm fixing to say happy birthday to April Nixon. Shout out to the #1 stunner, married to the homeboy, my homeboy John. Did it good, about to be on, popping like popcorn. Here we go. Now I got the flow. This is what I'm going to say to my homegirl. Yo, I'm so glad that God bless you with another year. And we're here and we're going to stay there just to give you all the birthday wishes. I hope you got everything you wanted and nothing was missing. And then what we're going to do is continue to keep on wishing you a brand new and a better year. This is 2024. We opening doors. We inspire and we restore. So shout out to April, May, and June.
Okay.
And I hope that you be able to do what you want to do.
Okay.
You got my homeboy. His name is John. He's all that. Preacher man. And I did my Jamaican accent. Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
Peace.
I'm sorry. It was.
Why you fell out the chair, though?
I'm sorry because you said my preacher man. What?
It rhymes with John.
Not my preacher man.
It rhymes with John. He's a preacher man.
Now I need some water. Excuse me.
He in that last. See, bars. Look at that.
Okay.
Hand clap. Happy birthday, April.
Oh my gosh. I'm literally tearing up because you said
you ain't have to
preacher.
fall out. You didn't have to fall off the chair.
Because you are having such a good flow. Like, you know that I'm usually not into it, but today is like we're shouting out our girl April. And so I was like really into it. And then you just said, he's a preacher man. What?
And then I said, I'm using my accent. It's Jamaican.
No.
Look, they love the chat loves it. The people love it.
Hold on. I can't. I'm sorry.
Black love affirming black love. Bars. That was the best. Sister Kimberly Coleman. Shout out to Kimberly Coleman. She said, oh my, love it. Shay Andy.
Jaffakin.
Nah, it's not Jeff. Shay.
Hey Shay.
Your chat privileges are being revoked.
Yo, I just could not believe you said that. And then you said, who's Jamaican?
I just used an accent.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, happy birthday, April.
I want to see somebody. I want to see you do that off the top of your head.
I'm not trying to even say anything, but what I'm saying is, why that? But it is what it is. You are in your flow, and it is what it is. Jamaican.
Preacher man.
Preacher man. Not
John.
Preacher man, John.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm done.
He knows. He knows when he go to the islands. That's what they say. Preacher Man John. PMJ.
I'm not doing it. Okay. What's up, Mark? It's good to see you on here. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So, I have to breathe. Okay. So, so many things. Okay. So Tiffany has a,
He's still laughing.
yes. I'm sorry.
You're probably hurting April's feelings right now.
No, I'm probably hurting your feelings.
No, you're hurting April's
I'm not
feelings.
sure what's
You're
happening.
hurting April and John's feelings.
My bad. Okay.
You have to
Okay.
contain yourself.
Okay. So Tiffany says, I want to know y'all's thoughts on Myron's post earlier this week. When
What did Myron post?
I don't know. So she's about to. It's right
okay.
here. Sorry, I can't get the comment here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so she says, when a man's wife repeatedly rejects him sexually, it makes him question his value in life. Not much is more damaging to his self-worth than that.
We want to dive in.
You want to dive in?
I don't see any fault with that.
Okay, I guess we dive in.
Yeah, actually, I think there is something to being a male and feeling some type of way when his wife rejects him sexually, that something goes off in his brain to say either I'm not attractive or something is wrong with me. Like, a plethora of different things can happen in a male's brain when he's rejected sexually, when his wife continually rejects him sexually. And I think also, too, and there's immaturity within the relationship that sometimes we can go off into dark places rather than actually having a conversation about why we have not been physically intimate.
Yeah. It's so many things in terms of like layering. Yeah, because there's so much pressure on a man to know that in some things, most things he's failing at, the one thing that he pretty much wants to rely on is the fact that he's able to have sex with his wife and pleasure her, not just have sex, but to be able to pleasure her and she him, right? So I can understand that how they feel as a man could be damaging as a result, because then I think it speaks, there's so many different levels in terms of like, what does it mean when a wife is rejecting her husband and not only rejecting in, I'm sure in other ways, but the rejection of the sexual act is not, I don't think it's so I'm sorry. I'm literally thinking as I'm talking. So it's almost like, if I'm rejecting you sexually, there are reasons why I'm doing that. Like, it probably is not the sexual part. It's probably other ways that I'm rejecting you or rejecting our relationship.
Right.
Which is causing there not to be any sex habit. There's no sex going on because of that.
Right.
So I think there's just so much, it's so many layers, and it's much deeper than just saying, oh, she's rejecting me because she's not in the mood, or I just think that there are just so many different reasons to unpack.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot of layers. It's a lot, because the statement is one, why, oh, great.
Yeah,
so
John
so that's good.
and April. So you guys go ahead and mark it in your calendars, as John and April will have Myron on, as they will be discussing that topic. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in at 9 p.m. And is that 9 p.m. Eastern? Just for clarification, John, is that Eastern or I don't know?
Yeah,
Not
it's
sure.
probably Eastern. I think
Eastern?
they were Eastern. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's loaded because the value in life part that's heavy. Why the rejection? But I can see there's validity to the statement, but I think it needs a little bit more unpacking.
Yeah.
Of which we're not prepared to unpack it completely.
No. I think the statement was too blanketed. There may be many reasons why a woman may not want to have sex. She may feel that sex is like a duty or a task, one more thing to check off her to-do list. Yeah,
Right.
I could.
Right. And even the conversation of why is it a duty or a task? Like how did it get to that place? So I think Myron definitely needs to unpack it, and I think it needs to be like a whole episode for that. But I do know that for whatever reason, if a spouse is holding back sex, it has a cause and an effect. And that effect can be, particularly to a male, it can be damaging to a point where it's like, well, I'm no good for you anymore. I can't perform anymore. You got somebody else. What's happening? And then like that kind of thinking can go into your work life and everything you do. Like, I'm not enough. But it, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I do agree that little to no sex means there's a deeper issue for sure. No woman can answer this question for a man. I don't think a woman can be able to understand the value that sex brings, or the value that they feel, or where their value is regards to when that rejection happens. Like, where is that value placed? And I definitely can see that sex becomes a task for one while it's still pleasure for the other. Mercy Jesus.
Yeah. So yes, tune in.
Yeah, he
to
says
John
YouTube
and
channel.
April, because they are going to unpack it with the source. Yeah, we have another topic we discussing tonight.
Yeah,
but I think
men are mostly ego driven, and when rejected, it damages their self-worth. I cannot wait to actually have that.
Yes.
For the conversation on Wednesday with John and April. Like, for real, y'all, like, tune in, because I'm gonna be tuning in and be able to see the whole scope of Myron's message as well. Like, he's the one that wrote it, so just kind of having some clarity around there, or even some information.
Yeah, and shout out to Myron. Myron is courageous, and I just appreciate his platform and how he's like really doubling down on just building up men, and just for him putting posts up that to get conversations started. And shout out to John and April and John and their podcast. And I just love all of the content that has come forth because of the pandemic.
And I also think, as I'm thinking to that subject, I think that it's great to get a man's take, like, to get his, like, where the root of that statement came from, and to also hear what April has to say in response. So no pressure, April, no pressure. But I can't wait.
Yeah,
Let's just say that.
There's so many places I want to go. Like, I even want to go with, like, what happens when a man rejects sex from his wife, or holds back from his wife. Like, what's the narrative?
And does a woman value? Does a woman see that value in her self-worth the same way a man sees his value? How he feels devalued. I wonder if it's the same for a woman, or maybe it's the same but not at the same rate. I don't know.
Well, I'll say this: you ain't got to worrying about that with me.
Oh, you're talking about withholding.
Yep.
Oh, I'm very much aware.
Your boy is not in that department, the department store.
Okay, glad to know that.
Just to clear the record straight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're clear. Thank you so much for that.
All right.
Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for that. It was just like a really nice conversation regarding this this topic that that we weren't able to unpack, but we know who will. Okay, so today, y'all, tonight, our topic today stems from a podcast that I've been listening to. I just got put on to Jay Shetty. Not sure if you guys have also listened to him. I think he has a YouTube channel and definitely a podcast on all streaming platforms. And so I started like listening to him. And honestly, I'm like, I can listen to this dude. Like, it's good. It's some really good stuff.
Yeah, I can hear his voice in my head right now.
Yeah,
Jay
his friend
Shetty.
Jay Shetty.
Jay
Yeah,
Shetty.
he's from London, I think, but he's Indian, Asian. He's Asian. I should say that more than Indian, but he's Asian. And so, yeah, I actually really like listening to him. I enjoy listening to what he has to share. Like, he interviews so many people. So one of the reasons why I started listening to him, because I actually saw Instagram post where he talked about, he had Michelle Obama on, and I was just like, okay, Michelle, I'm a fan of hers. And so he was just talking to her, and the part, little clickbait was basically talking about friendships and all the things. And so I listened to that podcast, and from listening to that podcast with Michelle Obama, I started listening to so many of the other things that he has going on. And I've even had Jamie listen a little bit. That's been interesting, to say the least. I don't know if you're a fan. Would you say you're a fan, or are you kind of like, it's okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a lot of great things to say. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I don't think I'm very much a fan of like self-help, motivational type of books and podcasts. I mean, they're good. I value them. I'm more of the New York Times podcast, informational type of podcast. That's what I would listen to.
Okay.
But I do value what he said. I think he had a lot of great things to say, and I'm not opposed to listening to him. But I won't just go
finding him, be like, oh, I'm just gonna go listen to him.
Yeah.
Well, I listen to him.
Like Brene Brown and
yes,
yeah,
I
like
love Brene Brown. Yeah. So I like the self-help genre. I don't know if it's I like that part because it feels as though like I'm able to learn and glean so much and kind of better myself in certain areas. Mm-hmm. And so I enjoy listening to those. So again, it's Jay Shetty if you guys want to check him out. So essentially on this podcast, I think it was called 5 Relationships That You Should Have in the year 2024, or friendships that you should be working towards, right? And so one of the first friendships that he talked about was that you should have a friendship, that you should be in community where you feel like you belong. Right. So that was like the first thing, like where you feel like you belong. Sometimes it's like a church. It's other places, right, where you have a community of people where you feel like you belong there. Then there are legacy friendships. So this is a feeling. So legacy friendship is more or less like you're feeling connected to something bigger. So you have a group of people where you come together and you essentially are coming together for the purpose of something bigger than you or the group. Mm-hmm. And then the third one is independence in terms of like having autonomy with yourself, like being independent with ourselves, right? Finding that independence within ourselves and be able to to ask yourself, like, who am I and who am I becoming and what like a sense of, I guess it's like a sense of autonomy with and the values that you see within yourself. And then the fourth one is safety and security. Like you should have at least 1 or 2 people in your life where you feel secure and safe. And then he talked about the last one was, what was the last one? Do you remember?
No,
of
I don't.
security and surrender and service, right? Where you have a community or you have friends where it's more or less like with in service, where you're doing something like maybe you're doing volunteering or you're doing something like that in a community of people with a community of people. So he just kind of broke down like these are the 5 relationships that you should try to have, you know, these pockets of friendships in some ways. And so today, as that was a very long introduction, my bad. But today we wanted to kind of talk through, I guess, after your 40s, right? Or even as a male, we're going to talk about males this week, and then next week we're going to talk about females. But as a male, how do you approach friendship? How have you approached friendship in the past? Like we're talking about like as a kid, like how were friendships built as a kid for you, as a boy?
I think friendships as a kid for me was based on if you have the same interests. So, you know, you connected with, let me not speak in general, me. I connected with people that had the same interests as me. So if that era or that stage in my life, it's video games, then you have a group of friends and we all playing games and we're talking about the games, but then you'd probably narrow in on somebody who just you connect with, right? So I think like I always feel like my friends that I've gathered throughout my life have been in different interests, in different spaces in my evolution.
Gotcha. So do you also think that proximity is also one of those things that when you were starting, like you weren't going to Queens and being friends with Queens, like it was people in your neighborhood, kids in your neighborhood, essentially.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The game, I think the game has changed now with social media.
Right.
But when we were growing up, it was only proximity. It was only school, your neighborhood, and church. And those were the people that you saw. Like you see people at school 5 days a week. Your neighborhood, whenever you went outside, more than likely the people in your neighborhood went to your school.
Right.
And then church, you saw people, once a week or twice a week, however much you go to church. But you know that with church friends, you are automatically connected because as Seventh-day Adventists, we're unique people.
Right.
So you connect on the Sabbath, our doctrinal beliefs and all that other stuff. And so like you didn't have to lie about what you were doing on Friday night.
Right.
Like you'd be like, yo, I was stuck in my house. But yeah, it was always proximity.
Okay. So in terms of maintaining friendships, like I guess from college to your 30s, like how did you do that from a male perspective? Like how did you do that? Do you feel like you did that successfully, or do you feel like it was just kind of like a trial and error, trying to figure out who to align yourself with, all those things?
It's a good question. My best friend is my childhood friend from high school. So that relationship was always sustained because we were always within proximity. We went to the same college. Before that, we hung out at each other's house. We were in each other's weddings. So that stayed. My other friend that's in my circle, my group, we went to high school together, but we bonded when we got to college. So my 3 friends that's in my group were all college buddies, and we just maintained that connection
in your 20s to now,
to this day, right? So one of my friends is a pastor. We pastored in the same conference, so there's still definitely that connection of our trials and tribulations and jubilations and pastoring that we connect on. My other friend, he's also somebody that we just connect on clothes and different things. So the other thing too is that all of my friends bring they fill a different bucket. But we're all of us are friends together. We're still tight, but they all fill a different bucket.
Which is really healthy. I think sometimes, and I don't know, for some females and even some males, depending on one person to fill that one bucket is just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like one of the episodes that he had, Jay Shetty, with his wife, like she talked through, like they were just like, you know, how do you know that what your friends are currently providing, you know, they're providing? And so he's like, you can make a list of all the things that you are want or needing, what you need that you just need, period. And then you see if those needs are being met in the different relationships that you have. So for example, if I have a friend that's filling the bucket of all we do is talk about clothes and stuff like that, right? Because my interest is clothes and style and all fashion. That's a bucket that I want to be filled. Then there's other buckets, right? An education bucket, whatever buckets you're in or that you need, that you have people to help that helps fill that bucket. And so I think that was like an interesting take, opposed to having one person fill that bucket, which is, I think it's unfair to that one person.
It's very unfair. But I think there's also important to define the word friendship and friends. Because there's people I've met now, and if I see them or if somebody asks me, yo, you cool with them? And or if you say, I'll be like, yeah, that's my friend. I'll be like, yeah, we cool. You know, so I think even like the terms we use, like what is, like, you know, what is a friend versus what is an associate, or what is versus somebody who you cool with, somebody that you can chill or hang out with. Because I've made friends with people that I can hang out with that I was well into my 40s. Well, I mean, I'm midway into my 40s, but that late 30s, 40s, but they're not like people that I call every day or do things that I would do at my circle group, but they're still friends. I'll still go on a trip with them and go out to eat with them and things like that. So I think also too, like, what is the definition of a friend? And I don't know if there's one general definition. I think it's individual to that person.
Okay, let's go to our viewers. What do you guys think? Like, what is the definition of a friend to you? And please don't give me the Webster dictionary friend, but I guess like, what are your thoughts regarding, you know, like saying someone is a friend or calling someone a friend, but you're not really you're cool with them, but you're not tight like that, right? There isn't this deep rooted friendship, right? It's kind of like that surface, like, oh, we can talk about this particular topic or different topics, but that's it. After we leave that space, it's like, I'm good. We don't have to talk for another 5 months, but we're still cool.
Yeah,
like, no,
I'm not gonna call an associate.
Maybe
to
you will.
To help me move. Right? I think a friend is going to reach out and say, yo, can you help me? I'm moving. Can you help me move? I think a friend is going to invite you into their house and you have dinner with them and things like that more than once. Like, and you know, so it's difficult and it's different. And so like, I'll chime in with and agree with Anderson. I think as a male, the older I get, it's harder for me to make new friends.
Why?
It's tiring.
I mean, whoa. You have to be so...
Sorry.
I'm just asking a question.
I didn't mean to jump down your throat. But it is tiring. It's work. It's work. And it's at the point where it's like, how much work do I want to put in to making this person a friend? And I think I would say for me, if it's of value, then I'll invest in it. If it's worth it, then I'll invest in making that person a friend.
So John says, a friend to me is someone you can count on for support. So you said, and Anderson said, that it's harder to make friends in your 40s. So for those of you that are in your 40s, or not even your 40s, excuse me, later on in life, do you guys feel the same way in terms of like, you're talking about maintaining friendships, or are you just talking about having new friends, like doing that entire process of getting to know that person and all the things? Is that what it is? Or is it just maintaining the friendships that you have now that it's harder?
For me, it's maintaining and the process. And I'll say why. Because I feel like prior to being married, prior to having children, there was a lot more of me available to cultivate friendships, to go out, to hang out, to go different places. Now, with having a family and a career, I don't have the flexibility to be able to spend the time to invest in cultivating a friendship on a deep level,
Gotcha.
on a deep level. I have the bandwidth and the capacity now to just make new friends on okay, let's schedule in some time to go eat, let's talk, that kind of way, but not to be that deep, experiential type of experience. I'm using the same word, sorry. That deep type of experience where, I was with you when, this happened. You were with me when this happened. So I think that's my thing at this age. I just don't have the capacity to do that kind of investment.
All right. Anderson says a lot of men connect on things they care about. They are generally very superficial, like sports. As someone who isn't that into sports, it's hard. Oh, I could only imagine.
Facts.
Yeah, I can only imagine, because that's what a lot of men connect with
Yeah,
or
if you're not
connect on.
into sports, then what are we talking about?
Yeah. There's just so much to talk about. You could talk about politics. You could talk about, I don't know, sneakers. I don't know. I think I think one of the things, and we were talking about this the other day, that I think some men, and I'm not saying all men, I feel like some men do a very good job at that surface friendship where, like, that deep level of connectivity where you can share, like, your heart, is something that I find to be almost non-existent. And of course, I feel like, men are taught to be strong, don't show emotion, be hard, right? And not pause, but to be very, stoic in a sense, right? And so I think that's where it starts from, because I don't know, do you feel like in your 40s you're desiring deeper, going deeper with your friends, or is it kind of just maintaining this kind of like, yeah, I'm good, you're good, like?
You mean with my core group, or with
Just in general, like, do you feel a desire to go, like, to really, like, talk about things that you've not talked about before, about what's at your core, your feelings and things that you're going through that you don't share with anyone per se? Like, is that something that you're desiring more, or are you just like, I'm good?
I don't think it's something I'm desiring, and I'm not saying, and I don't think it's something that I don't have. I think I do have it with my core friends, that if I wanted to go to talk about an issue or talk about something that's affecting me, if I get sick or when they get sick, like, we can talk through it and how we feel. Am I desiring it? Not at this moment. I think maybe in moments when things happen, yeah, I love the fact to have community. I think every male needs community. And I think when we don't have community, it creates opportunities for us to do detrimental things to ourselves and, react in certain ways that are not generally healthy. But, yeah, I think I'm not out there looking for it. I think I already have it. It's available. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah. So many things that the guys that are on the chat that are chiming in and saying, Miguel says, for me, yes, I have a lot of buckets, but having those in-depth convos are hard to find, or maybe I don't know how to.
Yeah, and and that's you like for males, I gotta have a level of trust if
Yeah.
I'm going to open myself up and talk about certain things. And I think, just as men, and I think men, not even just as men, I think just as people, we are guarded. We're guarded really to protect our inner thoughts and our inner feelings. And so I think that's why for some males, it's whoever is their core before or whatever age, that's who they connect with. And as Miguel said, like, you have friends in different buckets. Like there's certain people I can go to for certain things, and there's certain people I can go to. Like, for example, my homeboy Reggie, I can talk to him more about pastoring than I can talk to my friend Edson. Because Reggie's going to understand it because he's been in it.
Right.
So he's a bucket that I can go to talk about that. But then there's also a bucket that I could go to Theo, my best friend, and talk about marriage, talk about children, and Edson, and just talk about those different sorts of things. So definitely you have various buckets of friends that you have that you can pour into, and even some new friends that I've made that I can still have those conversations, but it's still a little guarded as well.
So Michelle Obama, in her episode, in her conversation with Jay Shetty, she talked about like how she teaches her daughter, how she has taught her daughters to stay open, and staying open in the sense of that friendships, not to create this wall, right? Not to create this wall where you are so guarded that you miss out on genuine friendships, right? She also did say that if you see something that you don't like, or something that just does not, like, your discernment is like, nah, something ain't right with this, to kind of like let them, the same way they came in, they can go out as well. And so that I feel like, for me, that's something that I'm embracing in 2024. But for you, like, are you even willing? Are you open?
I'm
or
open.
Are you content to say, I'm actually really good?
I'm open. I'm always open to meeting new people, to connecting with new people, to learning more about them. I'm always open to that. Now, am I open to like becoming really, really hardcore friends with that person? That's something that's gonna, over time, will tell itself.
For sure.
Right.
And it depends on what bucket it is that they're fulfilling.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, what stage am I at in my life? Like, I feel like for me, I'm open. I'm at the stage in my life where I'm making new friends, but I'm also cultivating relationships that can help me get to where I want to be. So it's not just, I'm not just really looking to make transactional friendships,
Right.
but I am looking at building relationships that will help me, be in a space career-wise, to be in a space just mentally with different people. So I'm very picky about who I choose to have lunches with or choose to have dinners with, because I can see this friendship as something that can be advantageous to me and to that person as well. And that's because that's the stage I'm at in my life. Where I was in my 20s or teens, wasn't really thinking like that. It was just looking for like, yo, you cool? All right, man, let's chill, let's bug out, let's have fun.
Yeah. I think that, yes, I agree to that. And I think that's going back to what I described in terms of the different kinds of friendships, in terms of like a friendship circle that where you feel like you belong. Because the friendships that you feel like you belong, the legacy friendships you may not be in the same groups, right? It's like specific to something bigger than, creating something bigger than you, right? Creating that legacy. And then when you talk about the security and safety, the same person that may be in the where you feel like you belong community, it may not be the same person where you feel secure and safe in, right? So I guess it's just, I think what it comes down to is just having healthy friendships that where it's just lots of buckets, and hopefully those individuals are filling those individual buckets, right? So whether it's the legacy bucket, whether it's the belonging, the safety and security, the the service bucket, that you just have people in those spaces to help you along, opposed to just grouping and saying like, yeah, I have lots of friends, but every friend is not at the same level or the same rate.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Every bucket is not the same size. I'm laughing at the comments, Miguel.
Oh dear. Miguel says, question on the floor for Jamie. Are you also open to coaching people like me with your fashion knowledge?
I am definitely open to talking about clothes, but coaching, we were talking about that. Like, I don't feel like I know how to dress other people. I have no clue how to dress other people. I just know how to dress myself, but I'm glad to bounce ideas off of with you and you telling me what I should do. So obviously, absolutely yes.
He said people are inquiring. Apparently. John says, this is a good conversation. Something definitely changes when you get into your 40s. You start to reassess a lot of things, including your friendships.
Oh, yeah. 40 is like
it's like a wake up, like, hello.
40 is a wake up.
We on the other side.
Yeah.
What we doing?
40, everything changes in your 40s.
I think one of the questions that I've been wrestling with for this season is, who am I and who am I becoming? Right? Like, who am I and who am I becoming? Like, as I think about just life in general, that question just kind of arrests my attention, because it forces me to think about, yeah, for real, who is it that I'm becoming? I'm not just wandering this earth or not just taking up space. Like, who is it that I'm becoming? Am I wanting to become softer? Am I wanting to become, who God has created me to be? Like, I'm really sitting with these two questions. Who am I and who am I becoming? I'm sitting with it because I really want God to show me, and to be inspired by whatever it is that I'm becoming.
Yeah. And I think when you answer or define that question, then you'll know who you'll surround yourself with.
Exactly.
That will help you become. So
That's
that's
right.
why, and that's a different stage.
Yeah.
Than when you were in your 20s or when you're in your 30s.
But I wish I asked myself that question in a very intentional way in my 20s, to say, who am I becoming? Because I feel like some of the life decisions that I've made, I probably wouldn't have made it because I knew who I was becoming, or who I am at my core. And, that's just work. It takes work to get to that place. But I just wish that work started in my 20s. So at this stage of my life, it's still good. It's still a great question to kind of ponder as I'm really sitting with it. So,
yeah. I think that when you're in your 20s, you kind of ask the question, who do I want to be, or what do I want to be? Mm-hmm. And that question is usually answered by what college you choose.
Or I want to be a doctor. I want to be
you go to, but who are you becoming it's a deeper question. I think that I wish I answered it in my 20s, but I feel like I can answer it better now in my 40s.
True.
Because as John said, like, you're looking back and reassessing.
Mm-hmm.
In your 20s, you really don't have much to reassess.
Mm-hmm.
Just your teenage years.
Right.
And maybe you're probably saying, man, I would have done high school better, or I would have done this. So I also think I wonder what will the question be in my 50s,
mm-hmm.
in my 60s, right? But I think humans are constantly evolving, evolution, and the way we think. And as we grow, as we get older, we become wiser, and we get to the place where we start asking deeper questions about our lives and ourselves.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's the I guess the crazy thing is that I feel like we're getting deep in this conversation, and these dudes are on there talking about all the things fashion, but it's true. It's so true.
BC,
like, Yeah, that's a fact. You have your fashion friends. Like, yo, we going shopping? When we going? You know what I mean? Like, what we
Fun.
doing? Like texting you, be like, yo, I saw this look and stuff like that. So I think that's a bucket that Jamie could fill, or whoever else it is that you, whoever else is in that will fill that bucket for you. Let me just say that whoever else can fill that bucket for you, you can definitely tap in, because it's a bucket.
Yeah, and I'll keep it 1,000. Wes and I did not go to school together. Wes and I.
You talking about
Wesley?
Wesley Knight.
And I were not in seminary together. Wesley and I connected on clothes. It was at an evangelism council.
Yeah, it was a very sad day for me. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did say that very loud. Very, very loud to the public, to the air. And I'll let you know why she said it was a sad day.
My bad.
But Wes
not
and
my bad.
Wes and I are clothes nerds. We are nerdy when it comes to clothes. Like, you don't want to sit down and hear us talk about clothes because it gets very nerdy. And it starts going into a whole different space. But we connected on that. But then also, too, we had also had same interests outside of clothes, like, you know, preaching and church, and just, we also talk about, you know, when I was thinking about taking a call to go to California, or when I was thinking about taking a call to go down to Atlanta, we bounce advice. Like, I kind of look at Wes as that, because he's older than me, so he's been in ministry longer than me. So I kind of look to him as that kind of mentor to give me advice, and definitely those things. But definitely, he and I are friends. Wes and I are friends. We're not best friends where we're sharing deep things with each other, but if it needs be, we can, because we've had some conversations about some deep things, on and on. And then we hang out together, we go out to eat. So he's definitely a bucket, a fashion bucket that he fills, because he's the only person within the Adventist church that
you said that publicly. Great.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I didn't finish the statement.
Okay, my bad.
That I can talk nerdy
Fashion.
about clothes. Like,
Right.
I could talk about sewing. I could talk about full canvas. I could talk about material with him. I could talk about I could talk about Italian brands, French brands, all of that stuff. I don't think I can talk to many people about have that kind of conversation.
You can't.
Now, why she's angry that we met is because we spend a lot. We talk a lot. We go back and forth. We be texting late at night, all those sorts of things. And you know, our what is it?
Love for fashion has completely
ministry.
That is not a ministry. That is not a ministry.
Ministry.
That is not a ministry. That is all
ministry.
Not a ministry. But anyway.
It is a ministry. And we connect on that. And so we talk quite often. And, you know, and so our wives, Stephanie and Carlene, they have conversations about us. And I don't know why, but I do know why. It's because we're great husbands. So obviously makes sense.
No comment.
But
So
I want more
bucket.
fashion friends. I love fashion friends.
Let's take that easy, because I feel like
F and F.
I feel like fashion friends.
FF.
I feel like I don't think you need any more fashion friends. I feel like maybe it will be in a different bucket, right? It can be fashion, but it won't be the nerdy part, or the part where you're spending a whole lot of money on clothes that are, I think that will be great. I think you should lean more into that. You should lean more into creating a group of men that are just like, that you're pouring into, that you are not spending money.
Oh, sorry.
If I knew how to dress, I'd be a fashion friend.
Come on, you know
how to dress.
Come on, don't say it.
He said, no, but let me not say that. I was about to say something I shouldn't. Fellas of the fashion friend group, should we meet on Sunday? How does that work for y'all?
Church of the fashion friends.
You should call it F and F. Yeah, F F and F.
I got it.
Fashion and Friends.
I am a fashion friend. I am a fashion friend. I am a fashion friend. That'll be the opening, the intro to the church.
I'm good. I am good. Anderson said, "At what point in manhood do you learn how to dress properly?"
Yo, that's a good question.
That's a great question, Anderson.
That's a great question.
I feel like I should leave and y'all should just stay talking about. I mean, I knew that we definitely were talking about male friendships, but this has turned into like
fashion friends.
Fashion friends. I am a fashion friend. Okay, go. Sorry, carry on.
I'm gonna go to PELC. I'm gonna go to Evangelism Council.
No, you need to have like a banner.
I'm gonna set up my own booth at Evangelism Council and be like,
"Do you want to know how to?" You should have an infomercial.
That's right.
Do you want to know how to dress?
Do you want to be a fashion friend?
FNF, we have the right fashion for you.
That's right. I'm not only a client,
Oh
I'm a
my
fashion
gosh.
friend. And just set it up and have my own little service at Evangelism Council. I'm not telling Jesse. I'm not telling nobody.
Oh, what about you start preaching about fashion friends?
See
Oh
what
my
y'all
God.
started? No, but I do, to answer Anderson's question, I think that I'm a big fan of people dressing appropriately and in their age and appropriately for their age.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you're becoming a man, you're crossing over from 18 to 20 into your 20s, there should definitely be you should have a versatile type of wardrobe that can speak to different occasions. That you should be able to have a well-fitting suit. You should have your street clothes, your attire, but you should be also know how to dress in different spaces and not look the same way all the time.
And dress your, again, heavy on the
Dress your age.
appropriate dressing for your age, because that's important. You know, I feel like, and Jamie's actually, oh, look at that. Look at the Lord. Jamie's actually going to be doing a series on, I'm not sure where, but definitely on Instagram. He's going to be doing a series on Instagram soon, within the coming weeks, where he's going to be talking about trendy versus timeless. Like a lot of the things that we're seeing, let me let you talk, because I feel like this is your lane.
Yeah,
more.
yeah. So for the little commercial, Carmen has been encouraging me to do a mini series on trendy versus timeless. And so we've been looking at, you're on Instagram and I'm follow like a lot of like suits and people wearing suits and just clothes. And I look at some of the stuff that I'm seeing is very trendy. It's not timeless. And so I just want to talk about some things that will help your wardrobe to be timeless and not trendy. Because you don't want to you don't want to invest in clothes that's just for a moment. You want to invest in items that you can wear years later on and that it's still good, it's still being held together and still very stylish. So that's one idea that I had. And then the other idea that I have is also a podcast. And I think we talked about calling it Made to Order. And I'm going to be interviewing some of my friends, my fashion friends, and just kicking in, just talking about different things, fashion-wise, male deportment, cologne, just skincare and just all those various things that go with deportment and just dressing the way you want to be addressed.
That's good. Yeah, I'm excited because I feel like it's long overdue. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because, I feel like some men think that going into some stores, even though it says a certain price on the ticket, or they see a lot of other men wearing it, that they're like, yeah, I want to be in that. Like, I want to wear that. And it doesn't last. Like you sure have to throw that suit away or give it away because it just is cheap. It's cheaply made. And even talking through, I think the other day, which Jamie's going to do like a post on it, but the other day we actually went to his tailor and how his tailor was talking about like suits and he actually showed us a suit that's a well-made suit and the different layers. I'm like, I didn't even know that.
The full canvas.
Because when Jamie and I remember when I met Jamie and we would go to like Century 21. At that time, Century 21 was the place where you go for suits. And he always said like his father taught him like when you, this is how you know a good quality suit versus a cheap suit. If you take it and you squeeze it and it kind of wrinkles, you know that there's no canvas, it's not a full canvas, and you know that it's cheaply made. You know, all those things. Some men just did not have the privilege of learning about that stuff. So to Anderson's question, like, when do you start learning about that stuff? And unfortunately, a lot of times it's based on trends versus timeless pieces that are going to last for almost a lifetime. And even if it doesn't last, you can always resell it for a really good value because it's a timeless piece.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So so look forward to that. I'm glad we actually verbalized it, because now you can hold me accountable to make sure that it comes out.
Sorry.
Yeah, did you hear the rest of the song? He calls me fresh.
Who said that?
BC, go first. I am a fashion friend. I am a fashion friend. I am a fashion friend. He calls me fresh.
Yo,
I'm gonna get the t-shirt. He calls me fresh.
Yo, I am done. I cannot believe.
We wrote a whole worship song.
Yo, I am a fashion. He calls me fresh.
Fashion friends unite.
This is unreal.
I'm gonna go to Pelk and just be like, fashion friends,
Unite.
formation unite. Mad brothers coming out in dope suits, yo.
Yo, that would be dope. If you really think about it, that joy would be so dope. Like to have like a really, because I think I think as a male, when you see another male dressed nice, I'm not talking about trendy. I'm talking about like, you could just tell like this brother did not spend $200 on a suit, right? A new suit. I'm talking about a new suit, like $200. Like, okay, $200 on a new suit. Good suit or bad suit?
Bad suit.
Okay, that's a bad suit. See, so I'm not talking about $200 new suit. I'm talking about like a well-made suit. You don't have to break the bank, but it's a suit that can go with many other things, right? You can kind of keep wearing it. Like when you look at that brother, you're gonna be like, yo. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it boosts. Yeah, it's a good booster.
You know, when a person dresses nicely, you can tell how seriously they take themselves.
Right.
You can tell.
I'm sorry.
You can tell, you know, how they want to be treated. Kamal, you're a mess. You can tell, Kamal, you are a fashion friend. Okay, you can tell a lot of things about a person that dresses nicely, right? They want to stand out. They want to be seen. They care about themselves and how they look. So we'll unpack all of that in the podcast and in the miniseries.
Yeah, that's right. Them Jamaica Avenue 2 for 100. That's that. What's that brand?
It
Prato and K&G.
K&G. Where they be giving you the free tie and the free handkerchief.
Yep.
Don't take it.
Gary says, basically, you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
You gonna get
Portobello suits were timeless. Joints were not timeless.
That's right.
Oh, gosh. The red 8-button suit from Church in Flatbush in Brooklyn. Bad suit.
First of all, it got 8 buttons and it's not double-breasted. That's a bad suit.
Oh my gosh, Pastors in here. Technically, your suit is a uniform, so can't you write them off in your taxes?
Yep.
Now I gotta throw out all my Coliseum block suits. Block suits or black suits? Because Jamie has a thing with black suits too. What do you say to black suits?
I don't think you need a black suit. I think you can wear dark charcoal gray or a very dark gray suit or a navy suit.
So, for example, if you have a funeral to attend or a event that is formal,
A dark charcoal gray will go well.
so no black.
I'm not a fan of black. I just don't like black suits. I think they're nice. I see people wear them, but I just don't feel the need to go and invest in a black suit.
Tuxedo.
Tuxedo, even if I buy a tuxedo, I'm not buying a black tuxedo. I'll buy like a navy tuxedo.
Or navy blue.
But a black tuxedo is
Classy.
classy, the standard, and don't put no cuff in the pants. And you should wear it with slippers or a nice patent leather shoe. But I think I like the suede slipper with it.
So what about the would you prefer a black tuxedo? So you're saying black tuxedo, not a black suit? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but I still prefer a navy tuxedo. Yeah.
Miguel says no cuff.
No, don't ever cuff a tuxedo pants. Don't make that mistake. You're not supposed to cuff a tuxedo pants.
I could see that because the thing on that little,
Yeah.
what is it called?
Whatever.
Strip.
Right. You're not supposed to cuff a tuxedo pants.
Okay.
Peak
Jamie,
lapels,
peak
yeah.
lapels?
Peak lapels are nice. I like the shawl lapels. They're like round and they have like one button. Those are nice too.
Shawl? You talking about the ones it look like a robe?
No, it's a shawl collar. I have to show you. I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
But those are very nice.
Okay. Does it matter the width of the lapels?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want them all the way out here. Of course, but a nice peak lapel tuxedo is nice as well. Satin with the satin.
With the satin? Oh, yeah, with the satin. Or for the tuxedo? Mm-hmm. Or just in general?
For a tuxedo. You don't want no satin lapels on a regular suit.
Why not?
Because that's only for tuxedos.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anderson said it looks like your sweater.
Right. And it comes down and it's just one button. Mm-hmm. It almost looks like an evening jacket.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm so happy that we had this conversation.
And we are fashion friends.
I almost feel like we need to sing out on I am a fashion friend.
I am a fashion friend.
I am a fashion friend.
He calls me.
You coming in too early.
Oh, sorry.
Now we have to start over. I am a fashion friend.
Sing with us.
Do we have to sing? It's like we have to do this with our
That's
head.
right. That's fashionable.
I have a fashion friend. I have a fashion friend. He calls me fresh.
Amen.
You are the fashion.
Don't laugh at our theme song.
Yo, who's gonna come up with the logo?
I don't know. Well, we going a little bit far. Look at that. They singing in the comments. He calls me fresh.
Oh my gosh. Or a cigar goat, obviously. Not us, but you know.
That's right. I know.
Oh, you know.
I know. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Aw. Miguel says we have found our new bonding point.
Yeah. Fashion Friends Unite. Evangelism Council 2024.
Someone needs to clip that soundbite. Whenever people move their heads like that, I imagine them with Jewish rolls.
For real, right? See, Eastern Parkway, Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
It's true. Now you look like you're doing something else.
Those are the curls moving.
Oh my God, that's the girls. You made me laugh today. Thank you so much for making me laugh tonight. I really appreciate this conversation. If you're Jamaican, make sure you put the H in front of the I. What?
I am
a fashion friend.
I am a fashion friend. Fashion. That's fashion for Jamaican John. I wonder
A
if he's
preacher
still
man.
watching.
He's
The preacher
probably
man.
gone. John is like, I'm out. Like, we're
Yeah,
done.
you rhyme too. John gone, preacher man, Jamaican, fashion fran.
I cannot with you.
All right, we gotta go.
So Rodney says, I'll advocate for a super seminar in fashion.
Yo, let's do it.
That'll be cool. A super seminar in fashion.
Let's do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for sure.
Oh man. So this has been he says I'm still here.
He's still here.
Oh my gosh. My God. Have mercy. But this has been a great conversation on Friends. Mm-hmm. Wait. What? We dress up?
We dress down and we dress up. We dress down and we dress up. We dress down
and we dress up.
We need see now. BC, you got to finish it. BC is good at finishing the last part.
Go ahead, BC. We're gonna wait for you to finish the.
He's a songwriter.
He's a songwriter. As a matter of fact,
he's the worship leader for the Church of Fashion Friends.
Fashion Friends. As a matter of fact, I believe BC came out with a new single.
Word.
So shout out to BC.
Yo, let me give him horns.
Yes. So BC, go ahead and put in the comments too your new single and where everybody can download it.
Let's get you them streams, my brother. I
BC
love
has
it.
to finish that. Check out his latest single. See, I was just on it. Yes. Oh, belongs to the words that don't have them. Yes, BC, go ahead. Can you let the Spirit inspire you to finish the song as well as putting out there where we can find your single?
Yeah. More importantly, put your single in the chat.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, that's the first
Let's
thing.
prioritize so we can support.
We can finish. We dress down and we dress up. We dress down and we.
I'm looking
dress
for it
up.
right now.
We dress down and we dress up.
Oh man. All right. I'm looking for it because I don't know if he is trying to post it in the comments, but Jamie, talk while I'm looking, please.
All right. It is 9:22 Central Standard Time, 10:22.
Why are you
on the
talking like
East.
that?
And I really am looking forward to chilling
When?
tonight
Okay.
and signing off.
Still talking.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for BC's song.
Okay. BC. BC, you gotta have that thing on instant. Where you at, my brother? Come
All of
through.
a sudden, he busy.
Right.
He busy right now.
Yeah, the baby started crying, right? BC, what's going on, BC?
Jamie, you're supposed to be talking.
I ain't got nothing to talk about.
You are the talker.
I'm not.
Between the both of us, you like to talk.
That is not true.
Yes, it is.
That is not true. I do not talk.
Jamie talks, y'all.
Ask me a question. Not you, the comments.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm about to say, I have lots of questions for you to answer.
Nobody wants to ask me a question.
Tag. He's still not in the comments.
Well, you can always put it in the comments. We can close the show out and he can still put it in the comments.
It's true. It would have been better if we could have put it up, but BC will be sure to probably next week to put it up so that people could support.
BC, you just missed out on $1 million, my brother.
No, he didn't.
It's like we want to give $1 million to BC.
Right.
BC, where are you? BC, say something. It's not the time for your internet to go down.
Oh dear. I hope he's okay.
It's like you call. Remember back then you calling the radio station.
Oh, yeah.
And Ray was like, "Does anybody know BC? Please tell him to call in right now."
And he's
Nevertheless,
not.
Beast man, we praying for you, but we proud of you and keep doing your thing. Shout out to everybody that rocked with us tonight.
Yeah.
For an hour and 21 minutes, longer than our usual time.
It's true, but we
it was a
gonna
good
cut it.
conversation. I'm looking forward to talking about the same thing, but from the woman's perspective, because I think women friendships are different from male friendships.
Yes and no.
And I'm just saying I think, but I would like to know.
Okay. So tune in next week so we can go ahead and it looks like he included it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Miguel put it in there.
Thank you, Miguel. Jamie, what you preaching tomorrow?
They were asking questions. Oh,
where do you order your suits from?
I actually bought some material because I plan on getting a suit made. We dress down and we dress up. Take your pants and make sure you remove the cuff and dress up. I love it, Beast. Yo, Beast, man. You are a beast. BC is a beast. And shout out to you and to everybody here tonight. That's right. All right, cool. This is Jamie
and Carlene
signing out. Peace.
3, 2, 1.